defend people mispronouncing words. I'm not going to defend as legitimate every single mispronunciation, but I've seen a lot of blog posts and YouTube videos against common mispronunciations, and I would like to rebut them. The argument against people mispronouncing words is based on one of two arguments. Firstly, that there's a right way to say each word, within the context of a particular dialect or accent, and that this is determined by tradition or prescriptive rules. The second argument is that it makes you sound unintelligent or uneducated to say words incorrectly. Now, the first argument is wrong, because the correct way to say a word is not based on tradition or a prescriptive rule. You may have got that impression during your schooling, but it is simply not correct. Like a word's meaning, its pronunciation is based on only one thing: mutual intelligibility, and this in turn depends partly on common usage. So a word is pronounced correctly if it is mutually intelligible to the person saying it and the person hearing it. What that means is that if a majority of people pronounce a word a particular way, that has become the correct way. If a significant minority pronounce it a particular way, then that has become an acceptable pronunciation. This may sadden your conservative yearnings for language to never change, or for your preferred pronunciation to be the one true pronunciation. Get over it. The idea that pronouncing a word incorrectly makes you sound unintelligent or uneducated fails, when we're talking about mispronunciations that have become common. I'll do that one again. The idea that pronouncing a word incorrectly makes you sound unintelligent or uneducated fails, when you're talking about mispronunciations that have become common. If they're common enough, you will sound no more unintelligent or uneducated as everyone else who pronounces it that way. There is another related issue that I'd like to cover. In many lists of mispronounced words, there are often a whole host of words that English has stolen, borrowed from other languages, often food words. To call these mispronunciations is a fundamental mistake. Less than 100 years ago, educated readers of English were routinely expected to know other languages, and English language texts often included foreign words untranslated. These were foreign words, and you would be expected to pronounce them as per their original language. This is no longer the case. Words that are borrowed into English become English language words, complete with their own English language pronunciations. For example, the word croissant is an Australian English word that I have pronounced mostly correctly. The word croissant is a French word that I've pronounced as best as I can. These are two different words. Any word that is in common usage in English language can no longer be considered a foreign word, and so to insist on pronouncing it in keeping with its original foreign origin is incorrect. Remember, intelligibility and common usage is key. On a side note, there's a bill in Israel's parliament to ban the use of the phrase grammar Nazi. It seems that comparing on one hand someone's pedantry and insistence on traditional language rules, to on the other hand using the entire apparatus of a modern state to pursue the goal of the systematic murder of every single member of a religious or ethnic group entirely for reasons of irrational prejudice, is considered offensive to the survivors of such an atrocity and the descendants of those survivors. Who knew?